What order would you guys like to go in?
I like to go last for some reason. So I say either Rick, Mike, me, or Mike, Rick, me.
Okay.
But if anyone has an issue with that, that's fine.
No, I was going to say alphabetical order, but you're Bryce.
I'll start.
Okay. Go for it. Yeah, I'm curious about what you got.
Real quick, I want to give a honorable mention shout out
I thought we did that at the end.
No, but I want to do it first to just get it out of the way.
Okay.
Because it's not as important as the rest of the stuff on the list.
Go for it.
That's fine.
I only saw 8 movies in theaters this year, which is, I know, pretty terrible. And the majority of them are family movies because I got kids. I need that shirt.
To comment on that, sorry, not to interrupt.
Go.
But not to interrupt, but it's funny. So what we were talking about a little bit earlier, talking about the last decade and cable and streaming dominating.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of cases, that's a prime example of it because it's showing up in my habits too. Because I saw less movies this year than I've seen in any recent memory. Like I think I counted. I'm like, holy shit! I saw less than 30 movies. I think I saw 22 movies. Some of that has to do with there's just more interesting stuff. Some of it has to do with me just being willing to wait, and some of it has to do with I don't know. But it's funny, like you say, you only saw 8, and I'm like, I feel like that kind of helps with that argument that there's just other entertainment out there.
Oh, for sure.
So carry on. While we were on that,
there's 3 caveats to this list.
Okay.
I have not seen Uncut Gems.
I haven't seen that either.
God, I want to see that so bad.
I have not
That's supposed to be on Netflix this month, though. I keep sitting in Average. I'm like, wait, that's going to be on Netflix? I didn't know.
It's an Amazon movie.
No, it's going to be on Netflix. But it's already in theaters, though.
Yeah. I have not seen Star Wars, and I have not seen Joker.
Oh, that's right.
I think 2 of those 3 would probably make this list.
I think Joker would make your list.
So caveat. Those aren't going to be on here. So the honorable mention I want to throw out there right away. I had so much fun with this movie, and I just couldn't put it in the top 5. But Stuber is one of the most fun movie experiences I had in the theater this year, or period. I laughed the whole way through. I think Dave Bautista was fucking phenomenal in that movie and proved that he has some range and he's not just the big action dude, and that he's more than just Drax in Guardians and Marvel, that he can do other things.
Yeah.
And
sometimes he proves that as Drax, though, too.
Yeah, for sure. But this was like, I don't know, it was just so much fucking fun. And I can't remember the guy's name that was his co-star, which I feel really bad about.
Oh, it's the guy from Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah, didn't he just recently get all ripped?
Yeah.
Also,
it's Kumail.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Good job, Rick. He's the guy who can't pronounce shit. He got that one probably
he was
pretty
in the
right.
Big Sick.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
But you said it like you got sick before you. He was
the
in
Big
the Big
Sick.
Sick. Laryngitis.
So I just want to throw a shout out to Stuber, and like I had a lot of fun watching that movie in theaters. All right.
Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Okay, I didn't get it.
My number 5 movie is Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. And Alexander Skarsgård, they somehow make him... They still paint him as like this attractive guy, but they make him doofy looking, which is really hard because I said it when we reviewed the movie and James was here with us, and I was like, that dude is like impossibly attractive. Like it should be unfucking fair. He should not exist. It's unfair.
Yeah.
But they somehow made him kind of goofy in this movie, but still be attractive. And I really, really liked the writing. I've been late. I was late to the party on Charlize Theron for sure.
Just answer him.
But I really loved this movie. She was fucking excellent in it. Seth Rogen is great in it. The writing is fucking amazing.
What movie was it? There was a movie with Charlize Theron that like made you change your mind.
Million Ways to Die in the
That's
West.
what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And again, I saw that years later. And then right after I saw that, I saw her in Mad Max Fury Road. And that was amazing too. But yeah, Long Shot is so much fun. And it's really well done and super believable. And like Seth Rogen's character is so relatable, as his characters always are.
How is he in the movie?
Oh, he's great. He's got some comedy.
Is it like a dramedy?
No, it's more comedy than anything.
Okay.
But it's very Zack and Miri-ish, where you see a different side of him, but he's still funny.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really like it. He's not as good in this as he is in 50-50 by any means, but that's not the type of role it is.
All right.
So if you haven't seen it, you guys should really see it.
Yeah, I have not.
Long Shot is amazing.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Rick.
Oh, you saw it too.
We saw it together.
Oh, okay.
Well, you were in Japan last time.
We did?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because we were supposed to meet.
We were going to meet James.
James, yeah, we're supposed to meet James. I was going to say Ryan. We were supposed to meet James, but
Right.
yeah.
Totally right. Okay. My turn, number 5 for my top 5 movies of 2019. I'm stalling because
As
I'm
he's
get my
pulling up
list.
his list and his phone is crashing because it's an iPhone.
Is shut up. Is Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh, I haven't seen that either. Fuck.
Peanut Butter Falcon. A movie you guys need to fucking see.
That's
That's
the wrestling.
wrestling.
Because it's wrestling related.
Yeah.
It has Shia LaBeouf, who's fucking fantastic in this. It has John
that dude is so
Barenthal.
underrated.
Barenthal?
Who?
John Barenthal?
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Who also has this small part, but is like fucking great in it too. The main actor in this, fantastic. Everyone's great in this. The movie is
Neither of those guys are the main actors.
well, Shia LaBeouf is a supporting actor.
Yeah, it's important.
Okay.
The main character is
I
the
can't
kid,
remember
right?
the guy's name. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll just keep talking. I got it.
But yeah, like the movie's great. It's kind of like my favorite type of movie, which is almost on the roadish type movie.
It's the wizard.
Not the book.
It's
on
the wizard,
road.
but raised wrestling.
Yes,
It's
there
the
you go.
wizard, but
There you go.
wrestling.
Because they're trying to get him.
California, man. No.
They're trying to get him over to. There he is at the bottom. Zach. How do you say that?
Zach Gottsagen.
Yes,
Gottsagen.
he's the main actor.
Mick
in this.
Foley.
And then
Yeah.
Mick Foley's in
Jake
it too.
Mhm.
Thomas Hayden Church, is it?
Mhm.
Yes, he plays the wrestling character
Okay.
that the guy wants to go meet.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. It's so good. Like I'm like you guys know me. I don't give a shit about wrestling, you know.
Unless
But I
Stephen
pay,
Amell is doing it.
but I pay attention, you know, when I'm watching with you guys for the most part. And yeah, I think you guys would really dig this. Kind of like when I threw Win-Win, I think it's called at you
With
guys too.
Giamatti, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that was also great too. But yeah, there's a lot of heart in this, and it really got to me, and I really loved it a lot. So if you haven't seen it, go see the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome number 5 movie.
Did you ever see The Wrestler?
I did, yeah.
What?
I liked it.
You liked it.
Did you? Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Oh,
Fucking
Aronofsky. That's why.
Aronofsky.
Yeah.
Man.
If it was anybody else, he wouldn't have seen it. It's true.
James Cameron. That sucked.
Okay. Bryce. Number 5.
Did I order these?
Número 5.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not gonna yell at you because when I was looking at my list right now, I was like, oh no, that needs to be moved. So I'm not gonna.
No,
fault
I
you.
think I ordered it. Although I think I remember having an issue of like maybe wanting to flip flop these two.
Come on,
which I think I'm gonna do.
Oh gosh, do it.
So my number 5 is Us.
Okay. I still haven't seen it. Fuck, that was this year too. Shit.
Yeah, my number 5 movie was Us. I didn't know what to
That was
expect.
hard.
I didn't know what to expect going into that movie.
You haven't seen Get Out.
I did see Get Out,
Oh, you did?
but
Okay.
I saw it very late to the party,
Gotcha.
where it kind of got to the point where I was like, I mean, I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was so as fucking amazing as everyone made it out to be. You know, like.
I feel that way about a game this year.
Okay, so yeah, and I'd say I guess I was interested in seeing Us. Though I'm trying to remember,
We watched the trailer and we
Yeah.
all were
Yeah,
like,
we all
"Whoa,
liked
this
it.
is
Yeah.
really fucking cool."
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
And then they had that deconstructed.
Right.
I got 5 on it,
Yeah.
Right.
which I fucking hated.
I thought it grew on you.
No, stop it, Hollywood. Stop it.
But yeah, we saw this together.
Yeah, we did.
We saw Us. We saw. Anyways, sorry,
Yeah.
it's just funny. But yeah, we saw Us together, and we came out. You and Annie and I came out liking it a lot. And meanwhile, Bryant decided to cut a promo on it and say that the movie was trash, and we kept trying to ask him why. And he didn't really have a good answer. But I mean, it's whatever, to each their own. But I really enjoyed it. I think it's actually one of the few movies I saw twice this year, not in theaters.
shit.
Not in theaters, but I watched it later.
You watched it more than once?
Yeah.
And you didn't fall asleep either time?
Fuck.
Whoa!
I did not fall
heart
asleep.
attack over here.
Oh, it's not working.
But yeah, it was a very enjoyable movie. I think I picked up on stuff the second time around too. So if you haven't seen Us is definitely worth checking out, especially if you don't know what happens or how it goes. I mean, you could say that about almost any movie though too.
Yeah.
So you said something was hard, so I don't know if that's a hint that this movie didn't even make your top 5.
It didn't make my top 5, but it was a struggle.
Let's try to just keep that stuff
Keep
like
it to yourself,
quiet,
dog.
because
okay.
now I know that that's not going to show up on your list at all. But anyways, that's my 5.
All right, so number 4 makes me it makes me happy that after the first year and the Saints Row the Third debacle of 2011, that we abolished the pleasant surprise category. Because I still maintain that would have got Game of the Year over Uncharted 3, and it would have been hilarious. But I'm glad we've abolished that rule, because this really was a pleasant surprise. I went in with low expectations, with the exception of one actor that I thought was going to kill it, and he did. And ended up coming out of the movie really, really loving it. And that is the Disney live-action remake of Aladdin. Number 4 on my list was almost number 3. That was the one right now. I was like, I'm gonna bust a Bryce. I'm gonna flip flop him right fucking now. So up until 5 minutes ago, it was number 3.
Yeah.
Will Smith was amazing. I really, really loved what they did with the Princess Jasmine character and the way Naomi Scott played her. Not to mention,
really good.
Not to mention, Naomi Scott is fucking gorgeous. And I really did like I loved. I talked about it when I finally reviewed it here. I love the way they changed that character, and it wasn't. I just don't want to do what you're telling me to do, which is what the original Aladdin kind of felt like, kind of whiny child. And this one is more like, why the fuck can't I lead this country? I'm so capable of doing it. You just won't give me that option. Mm-hmm. And her fighting for that. And that this movie was more about her fighting for her independence and power that she should be getting as being the daughter of the Sultan, rather than trying to marry her off in a very Disney way. And I really, really enjoyed that about it. I liked the song. I know Rick had a problem with the song because it was very Broadway. Because when they're escorting her away and she goes into a song, but similar to like High Fidelity, where he has the fantasy of ripping apart Tim Robbins, that's kind of what it was. This is essentially happening in her head as she's being led away, and then she stops and then makes her speech and turns everybody around, and it's fucking amazing and super well done. I really didn't like the actor that was playing Aladdin, the way he was playing it at first, especially since I love that first song when you're running through the city so much in the cartoon. But after that, he really settled in to that role and was so good. Like, everybody was so friggin' good. And even the guy that played Jafar, who I really feel like wasn't intimidating whatsoever.
Not at all.
But did a really good job of being menacing. He wasn't intimidating at all.
He kind of had that, I don't want to compare him to him because he's not even close, but like Benjamin Linus type of evil. But doesn't even come close to Ben.
In the cartoon, they make Jafar really larger than life, and he's not a hulking dude, but he's tall and very serpent-like, and you get that from him and the way he moves in the cartoon. And this guy felt like, why the fuck doesn't Aladdin just beat the shit out of this dude? Why doesn't Jasmine just beat the shit out of this dude? But then he's so good at being menacing, not threatening.
Yeah.
Which is a completely different take on that character, and I thought that was really cool. So I'm going on for way too long. That was my number 4.
Okay.
The live action remake of Aladdin. So friggin' good.
Haven't seen either movie on your list so far.
Did you think at the beginning of 2019 a fucking live action remake of a Disney
not
movie
on
would be
your
on my list?
Now, do you think it's because you didn't see that many movies this year?
No.
Okay.
This would have been there. This totally would have been there.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't. I'm not saying that as like a shot at your list when I said I haven't seen either movie. For me, it's just like one of those things where I'm just like, I think I just wasn't very into movies this year.
No, you just saw different. I'm telling you, not one fucking movie of the 8 I saw this year. I bet you didn't see.
Okay.
But we'll find out. We'll compare notes later. Rick, you're number 4.
My number 4 kind of came creeping up. And I went to go see this by myself. And that is by myself, sort of. And that's Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to see that.
I don't even know what that is.
What? How do you fucking say his name? I'm sorry, dude.
I think Rick is having a stroke.
What, Taika?
Director.
Taika Waititi? Or whatever?
Yes.
Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying it right, but...
He's the director of Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean you saw it by yourself, sort of?
That's a whole long story. I'll tell you later. So it's about
for the air, dog.
a young boy in Hitler's army finds out his mother is hiding a Jewish girl in their home.
Okay. When did that come out?
And that stars this year.
Oh,
Like
in
November-ish?
November.
Yeah,
Came out
obviously
this
this
year.
year.
Thank you.
And that stars Scarlett Johansson. She plays the mom. And the director, Taika Waititi,
It's just like
plays Hitler.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is funny. He's actually Jewish.
That and Knives Out are 2 movies I didn't see this year that I really wanted to see.
Yeah, I did
really
get to see Knives Out. Sam Rockwell is in it, and Rebel Wilson is in it. Stephen Merchant. Yeah, it has a great cast, and the kid is freaking amazing. The movie is funny, uncomfortably funny.
Is it possible I saw the trailer?
Roman Griffin. Yes,
for
I think
this
we
video?
did watch this on the show.
On the show. Okay.
Yeah, Roman Griffin Davis, the kid, did fantastic. I thought he was awesome in it. Yeah, I highly recommend you guys see this movie if you haven't yet. It's a lot of fun if you like uncomfortably funny movies. Black comedy, basically.
Racist.
Black Lively.
Not Black Lively, black comedy.
Racist.
So go check that out if you haven't seen it. That's my number 4, Jojo Rabbit.
On a side note, real quick, have you guys seen Rebel Wilson lately?
I saw her
just
in the
on
movie.
commercials.
Just on commercials?
She's lost weight.
Holy crap! Yeah,
She's definitely dropped some weight.
like
There's these commercials with her on TV, where I think for like Match or something. I don't remember.
okay, yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's insane. Like she's lost so much weight and like has been doubling down on it on her social media posts so far this year, saying that this year is going to be a healthy year for her. But anyway,
So how many articles are we gonna see? Like, will that kill her funny?
of course we will.
Because they saw that with Jonah Hill when he's lost weight. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of.
I mean, look, she's really fucking pretty just to begin with, and like, you don't have to be thin to be attractive or good looking, but like to take care of yourself and feel better about yourself always makes you more attractive.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, you're number
that's
Confident.
fine.
Yeah, go.
So my number 4, and I didn't realize it until just now, but it's sensing a theme here, is Annabelle Comes Home.
Knew it. I knew it.
And I also lied because I actually saw this movie twice. I watched. There wasn't
You
much.
fucking liar.
No, not in theaters though. There wasn't.
Did you watch it on the plane?
Yes, there wasn't anything on the plane that I wanted to watch, and I'm like, and I'm like, I was kind of tired. I'm like,
So
let me watch.
Instead of playing Link's
Okay,
Awakening,
Okay. Let me.
you fucking watched
Dude,
the
I was
movie
tired.
you already saw!
I was tired, man. Like, it was like on the. When did I watch it? I watched it on the way there,
Okay.
and we just did not get much sleep. But I didn't want to actually go to sleep, but I'm like, let me put something on that I don't have to focus on, and if I
And
fall
since
asleep,
you've already seen it, it's not a big deal.
yeah, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. I did play Link's Awakening, but I actually started to get tired while doing it. I'm like, okay, I can't do this. But yeah, like everyone knows, has heard me talk on this show how much I love the Conjuring universe that they've built up, and
It's great.
yeah, and it's just like I thought Annabelle Comes Home was really, really good. I actually think I might have even liked it more the second time. It was just a really fun movie that introduced a lot of other potential spin-offs if they ever wanted to go down that road.
They just opened the floodgates for
Yeah, and it just like, I don't know, it was cool. It was the first, spin-off movie or whatever in that universe where they actually had the Warrens in it. They had Vera. Is it Vera? I think it's Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson, right?
Yes.
Where they were actually in the movie. They're not in it for a long time, but they're in it, and I think it's really.
It's good. Yeah,
really
I enjoyed it
good.
a lot. It was fucking creepy as shit.
Wolf, how did you not know? No, Wolf is saying he likes the Conjuring universe. Says, how did I not know this? I felt like we've talked about
Bryce
this
doesn't
stuff.
shut up about it.
Yeah, Rick and I both. I could
We
have
talked about Annabelle creation too, and how much I love that.
It's like The Conjuring and fucking Sabrina are
Watch
Bryce's
the
like
first
fucking
one.
jams that he's always talking about.
Is it? I don't know.
I
if
don't
it's
think
technically
it's
a part of
it.
it. But I
It's
think
more of a
I think
folktale.
I think some people have been involved, like that have worked on the
Yeah.
other movies. But I don't.
Yeah, they have been.
But I don't know. I mean, I won't fight with you on it. Like if you can give us proof,
Give us a
then,
source.
then that's fine. But yeah, I could have sworn you've been in the chat when we've talked about this stuff before. But yeah, dude, Rick and I fucking love the Conjuring universe. I think it's fucking phenomenal. But yeah, Annabelle Comes Home. I'll move it along. It's really good. Rick liked the movie a lot too. And you?
Okay. Before I get to my number 3, I want to say, Wolf, Cheesy, guys in the chat, if you're saying anything about the movies on my list, I don't ever read the chat. So I'm not being a dick and ignoring it. I just don't ever read the chat. Yeah. So I'm being a dick and ignoring.
Yeah.
Number 3 on my list is a Netflix movie that I saw in like fucking January when it came out. I watched it the night it came out.
The one I couldn't get into?
Yep. And that is The Highwayman, which is fucking amazing. It's so good it was so cool to see like the Bonnie and Clyde story from the other side. And because there's been so many movies that are like that paint Bonnie and Clyde as kind of like anti-heroes and shit, and it's like, okay, cool, but like they were bad fucking people. And then to see it from the other side and watch the like detective work that happens and the procedural stuff that happens that I usually don't like on TV shows or movie. I'm not a fan of like procedural dramas and stuff like that. I like mysteries, but I don't like. So here's where you're gonna fucking want to high five me. I hate the Jeff Goldblumification of movies, where it's like unrelated, like night wolf moon shoes bullshit. Like I hate that stuff. But watching this movie and the way they did the procedural stuff and the actual detective work was super fucking rad. Not to mention that Woody Harrelson is fucking amazing in everything, including this. There's some really cool like car chase action sequences in it, and then when you get to the climax, it's not like a big like this town ain't big enough for the two of us build up like showdown. It's a fucking ambush, and they just waste them, and it's like, holy shit, that's actually how it's very like unsettling.
It's Woody Harrelson and someone, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
And Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
But Woody Harrelson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
It's really fucking good. And if you haven't seen it, which I don't think you have, you need to set aside about 2.5 hours and watch it. I think you'll really, really like it because those two together are really good. I understand why Rick didn't get into it at the beginning and like getting into it, but I liked it because it was it's a lot of character development. Because, again, you never hear about this story from the detective side of things.
Yeah.
You never hear about it.
That is interesting.
So, what they did was rather than just say, these are the dudes that took down Bonnie and Clyde, like, they introduce you to the Kevin Costner character. And they introduce you to the Woody Harrelson character. And then they introduce you to them together. And then it's a very plotting movie, but in a great way. I love it. Highwayman.
Some of the, real quick, like, lists that went online to see, like, their top 10 list or 5 list or whatever for this year. Out of the many that I saw, I believe 3 of them had The Highwayman on the top 10
That's
list.
fucking rad. I'm glad other people like it. I thought I was going to be like in the minority, but I really enjoyed that movie a lot.
It wasn't high, but it was there.
What happened with that again? Did you start it? And
I started watching it, but it just
Couldn't do it.
dragged for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I understand what they were doing. They were developing characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting to know.
They're warming you
know
up.
these people.
Yeah. Before you get into yours, Wolf, then apologies. No proof needed because you're right. I that's actually in the movie. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, because I knew James Wan was involved You're absolutely right.
Referring to the Annabelle.
Which actually makes sense with Annabelle Comes Home, because I remember for some reason that didn't click with either one. It's like, oh look, there's the bride. There's like a bride. That's probably. I mean, that probably is La Llorona. I don't know.
No, it was supposed to be someone else.
I think it was supposed to be someone else, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because I think that's actually from like that's what's hard about it, because that bride is from an actual Warren case.
Yes.
But then a lot of people probably think it's La Llorona. But anyways.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Numero tres. The Joker, or Joker. There's no duh in front of it. That movie, wow. That movie was great, but like with Jojo Rabbit, in a different sense, uncomfortable to watch as well too. Because it really left me in a very uncomfortable place after the movie ended. But I still loved the movie a lot for
It's
it
an
to
indictment on society, man.
Not necessarily that.
No.
It's
That's
just like
that's what I haven't read like plot or anything, but like that's the headline I've seen in a shitload of reviews of people trying to add shit to it that's probably not there, or maybe mildly there. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, the Joaquin Phoenix, the way he just portrays a mental illness, like, is incredible. Like, I don't know what kind of training he went through to get into this character, but he did a fantastic job. Like, I haven't seen anything great to this since like Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying,
remember he ran around with that fucking beard talking about being a rapper for that faux documentary thing for like 2 years.
Yeah,
I know.
So like he can do that shit.
He commits.
Man. Yeah, he fucking way commits.
I'm convinced that the Joaquin Phoenix that was in Signs is no longer with us, because that does not even seem like the same person. Because he's hilarious in Signs, like.
Unintentionally hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, parts that are supposed to be funny, like, and his delivery is so fucking good that you look at that guy and, like, I just don't think that guy exists anymore.
It's also, like, 15 years later.
I know. But even when I see him, like, because he's so charming, and so then when I see him on interviews and stuff, and he's very, very awkward and stuff, like, man, I don't think that's the same dude. I think aliens were real in that movie, and he got abducted and he's gone.
Which he did win Best Actor Golden Globe.
Yeah, I saw that.
Deserved. I'll say it. He's my favorite Joker. Maybe I'm not someone that has any authority to speak on it.
The Dark Knight?
Yeah. I pick him over Heath Ledger any day. I would, honestly. And that's not a knock on Heath Ledger.
Definitely not. Because like there's these different levels of Joker, and they both play it on such a different level that they're so unique.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you feel that way or you don't want to make that choice, but I feel like I can make that choice. I'm not asking you to do it if you don't want to.
I'm not going to make that choice.
I think
they're both great. But yeah, this movie really, again, like, got to me in a sense of like, wow, this is like a really good DC movie done right. You know, I absolutely loved it. And my thought just left me on what I was gonna say. What the fuck was I gonna say about Joaquin Phoenix? Yeah, it's gone.
The way he portrayed the Joker.
No. It's gone. I can't remember. But it was like I said, uncomfortable but great. I enjoyed it. Go see it if you haven't. And I can't wait to hear what you think.
Cool. All right. My number 2.
Is it my turn?
Oh yeah, it's your turn. Sorry, forgot.
Jump on the gun.
Sorry, you're last.
I'm 3.
First, you're last.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, number 3.
So my number 3 movie of the year is Avengers Endgame. That'll probably be the only time that this movie is even on anybody's list. So, and I'm just.
Funny you should say that, because my number. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So
I saw Endgame.
So that's my number 3.
Uh-huh.
I saw that late. From what I remember, not late, but I mean, I was.
You were gone when it came out.
I was gone when it came out. I avoided I didn't see any spoilers. I think I saw it. I saw it relatively soon after I got back, and I mean, I just a lot of this stuff when we make our list, I feel like a lot of it has to do with like how much fun I had at the theater. It's got nothing to do with how cohesive the story was and all this other shit. And that's not a knock on Endgame's story. I'm not saying that, but it's just like.
having a good time at the cinema.
Marvel movies don't make you feel, so don't worry about it, Bryce. You can say whatever you want.
This movie makes you feel. This movie to me makes you feel, and to me, this movie had some of the best acting in any of the acting on this stuff was phenomenal. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Howard Stern brought it up. Maybe while you're still listening, when he had Robert Downey Jr. on, he's like, "Don't you think that you should have been nominated or won something for Iron Man?" I'm like, dude. Yeah. A lot of people should be fucking nominated for how they were.
I mean, specifically,
especially in Endgame.
Well, specifically I haven't seen anything else, but specifically that first Iron Man movie, his portrayal of Tony Stark, he should have been nominated for Best Actor. So fucking good.
Yeah. I just think in a year where Martin Scorsese comes out and says that's not cinema and it's more like an amusement park, I think it's hilarious because I think the acting in Endgame was really fucking good. Yeah, and it was more than just a comic book movie. You know what I mean? Like, it was, yeah. So I would be hard pressed
to not
have that on my list. Didn't make number 1, but that's my number 3 movie of the year.
All right. Wow. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about it? Endgame?
Well, no, I mean, I
thought you were going to pick up on him.
I was going to pick up on Robert Downey Jr. But yeah, I think the best thing that I've ever heard was Stan Lee, or reading that Stan Lee quoted or said to Robert Downey Jr. that he was born to play this character.
Yeah, that's exactly how it.
And that is 100%. Yeah. And I know we both agreed when Iron Man, when we found out it was him, perfect.
Plus, I mean, man, just talk about someone that completely turned their fucking life around.
Over the last 10 years?
Before Iron Man came out, he was just, he was a fucking burnout. He was alcoholic,
he had to take scale, and Favreau had to fight the studio to get him in the movie.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was before that.
But yeah, full 100% respect to Robert Downey Jr.
And not even just him. I mean, everybody in Endgame is great. Fucking incredible. And it's just there is definitely a lot of moments watching that movie where I'm like, am I watching? Is this a comic movie? Mm-hmm. You know, it's just, I would put the acting up in that movie against a lot of things that came out this year.
So. It's so good, yeah.
All right. My number 2, surprise, a family movie. But was fucking amazing.
Got kids.
Detective Pikachu was another one that blew my expectations out of the fucking water. Yeah. So much fucking heart. Yeah. And we say it all the time. We say it all the fucking time. When you hire Ryan Reynolds, it's because you want him to be Ryan Reynolds. It's like in video games. When you hire Nolan North, it's because you want him to be Nolan North. And Detective Pikachu was so fucking good, man. And it was number 1 for a little bit on my list, and then moved down.
Wow.
It was it and my number 1 movie were like this constantly. Okay. And I finally decided no, I gotta leave it. That movie has a unexpected amount of fucking heart. And they could have very easily just crapped out a fucking Pokemon movie, and it would have done well because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
I feel like this is probably one of the best video game movies out there.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I wish it was more successful.
Me too, man.
I think it did decently, but it seems like it's something that should have done better.
Yeah.
I never saw it. Well, that's not true. I did see it, but I think I fell asleep. I think Brian and I had been drinking.
You fell asleep?
During the movie?
Shocked.
What?
No. Wait. Why is that my reputation? That's my reputation when I go see the X-Men.
Because it's funny. It's funny to
do you remember
project that on you. Oh,
hey, there was 10, maybe 15 minutes. I looked at my time. I was awake.
Observe and report.
I did fall asleep during that.
Yeah, you did. It's okay though. I'm just.
I think I just didn't get
Pokemon. That's a good pick.
Detective Pikachu, man, is so good. Is it Justice?
I love the way
Justice Smith?
Yes.
Is that the kid's name? Smith? Okay. He's another one. He's acting. He's acting to nothing. He's acting to a focal point during the entire fucking movie, and he does such a good job of getting emotion out and making you feel for his character and everything that's going on. And the twist at the end was completely unexpected and fucking amazing.
I had
fucking
no idea,
amazing.
Yeah.
And they totally justify why he can hear Pikachu speak.
And the
Yeah.
visual effects for this
Oh.
movie were fucking amazing.
I gotta
Like,
throw a major shout out to my boy Mr. Mime for stealing the fucking show in this movie.
Mr. Mime in this made me like Mr. Mime. I don't like Mr. Mime.
You know who I think is even cooler than Mr. Mime?
It creeps me out.
Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme.
Yeah, in Sword and Shield. My son
Oh,
showed me
that's
Mr.
right.
Rhyme.
Yeah, they have this weird.
He's
like,
he's got a mustache.
He's
He's got a
scary.
tap. He's tap dancing.
I
And
like
like,
him.
woo!
I traded him. I do not like him.
Anyway, Detective Pikachu's number 2. It's really, really amazing. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Rick, he's hiding his number 2 over there. He's like, Bryce can't see my number 2.
All right. My number 2 is John Wick 3.
Oh. I know.
John Wick 3 was Parabellum was amazing.
Watch the spoilers for my case because I have not.
Yeah,
seen it.
I know.
Oh, you still haven't seen it?
No.
What the fuck, Bryce?
I haven't seen it.
I watched
I
it.
didn't even know. I'm just
I
kidding.
watched
it.
When I was at Brian's, I watched it again for like the 4th time, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
And it's still fucking fantastic. The fight choreography in this is like it just got better since the first movie, the second movie, and now the third movie was just phenomenal. There's all kinds of gunplay, knife play, hand-to-hand
Foreplay.
combat. No foreplay in this one. Maybe in the next one. But yeah, and also in this 3, they had, I don't remember his name, but one of the fighters from one of the bad guys from the Raid 3 in this.
I have still only seen the first Raid, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, he was in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that last battle,
Mhm,
or
mhm.
second to last, the last battle where you had to fight. I think it was in the kitchen or something like
Yeah.
that. That guy, he's in this. And,
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and you see it in the trailer. It's a glass room. Like the battle is just incredible. The storyline to it, like it just goes deeper and deeper into what we want to know.
Yeah.
You know, and it does. Like we've heard that there's gonna be a television show for it.
I was gonna say.
I don't know what's going on with that, but
I haven't
like
heard about that in a while.
you can say it almost even sets up for that
Yeah.
a little bit, just a little bit. But Keanu Reeves is amazing.
Did we
in
get
this.
any information on that show, like in terms of like who it was gonna be from? I remember
really don't
being
remember.
like apprehensive about that news when we first heard it. Then I remember hearing more details, and we were both like, "Oh." I'm like, okay, I could see how that could work. And I don't remember if it just
I
had to
think it
do
was
with.
supposed to be like a prequel-ish, right?
I don't remember if it was that or wasn't it
Or
just
it's
like
gonna
the
be based
premise
on the
just came
academy.
out? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But before I finish, Halle Berry is in this. Fucking amazing, man. She like went into the training John Wick style. You know, there's actually video of her, like Keanu Reeves, doing the gun training. Like there's video of her doing that.
I like how he wasn't going to say his last name for a second.
I was.
And then he knows that you and I were both going to be like, oh, your best friend Keanu. So he finished it.
I
Yeah.
wish she was my best friend.
it's supposed to be on Stars.
But the training she did.
But the training she did in this, like watching that video and then watching her in this, like fucking kicks ass.
Very cool.
So well.
That's cool.
And she has 2 dogs in this too that have body armor, which looks really cute. Like German shepherds. Like
I feel like John Wick is the new Fast and Furious, to where now everybody and their mother is going to want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like
probably
that happened with Fast and Furious, and as much as I enjoy that franchise, I feel like they've fucking diluted because the cast has gotten so goddamn big.
Perhaps.
And
I
I
can't
feel like
believe
that's
we're
gonna happen to John Wick.
I can't believe we're still talking about Fast and Furious in 2020.
I haven't seen 8 yet. The last one. It was
yeah,
like
I don't
2 years ago. I haven't
understand
seen
how
that one
that got
yet.
so far. But anyways,
They're fucking fun movies. That's why. Anyway,
Halle
John
Berry.
Wick Chapter 3.
Halle Berry's amazing.
Halle Berry.
She's not in any of the other ones, right?
No.
I couldn't
This is her
remember.
first movie.
When did the first Fast and Furious come out? Like 2001, right?
1999.
Really?
The first one was 1999.
Fuck.
No, 2001.
Was it 2001?
Yeah,
I
it's
thought 2 was
2001.
2001.
No,
Because I don't know.
Are you
about that,
sure?
But yeah.
positive.
No, I get
Okay.
it.
All right. I thought it was 99, but you're right.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my number 2.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Your number 2?
Mine-
I like how you guys are all like,
I'm just looking. My number 2.
Flipping, flopping.
Yeah.
Flipping, flopping, fly.
So the way I do this was, which I'm sure is similar to how you guys do it. Although I know, Rick, I think you kind of keep a track. I know I went Italian there for a second. I know you kind of keep track of your stuff as you watch.
So do I.
But
I do too.
So I don't. I go to Wikipedia or something and look at movies released in the year. It's actually fun. Like, dude, that's my process. I actually really enjoy doing that because, like, they do it by month, and I just go through. I'm like, yep, saw that. And so my first part is just putting down everything that I saw. And then, dude, honestly, just like I do a list on Google Keep, and I'm just like, nope. Like, it's so simple. But anyways, I don't know why I brought that up.
Your number 2.
Yeah, I just don't remember why I brought that up. Anyways, my number 2 is also a Netflix movie, and it is El Camino.
Oh.
And dude, El Camino was fucking awesome. I'm pretty sure that didn't make Rick's list. I don't know if maybe you just didn't even consider it, but we'll see. Anyways,
he's trying to play coy, right?
Yeah, he's trying to play. He's trying to. Yeah.
I don't know why his voice got so
I don't know. That was like fucking high pitch Eric's cousin or something. Like, what the hell? I love Breaking Bad, and I just, there's no way that I couldn't put this on my list, and it's as high as it is because, man, did they do a fucking amazing job of just putting me back into that world and making me feel what I felt.
That's all I've been hearing people say is how it was like, it is exactly what they fucking wanted.
Yeah, it's like dude, it's like I never left. Like, and it's just like, man, that show. Like, one of these days, I need to rewatch the whole thing. I want to. But that movie, it's so fucking. It's really good. I'm glad it happened. Like, it's not one of those things where I watched it and it existed, that I was kind of like, why'd they make this?
Yeah.
And I honestly had confidence that it would be fine because his name is so easy. Vince Gilligan.
Yep.
I knew he wouldn't fuck this up.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
It wasn't fucking outsourced. It was the dude.
There's no way he's even flirting with the idea of making this if he didn't think it was right and that it was going to be good. And it's just like, and I'm still seeing it, like, fucking Better Call Saul's the shit too. I mean, now that show is starting to get even closer and closer to the part where he starts turning in. Like, I don't want to say too much, but anyways, it just, man. So, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, like, if you're a Breaking Bad fan, you've seen it. And if you're not a Breaking Bad fan,
you're not
to do the Reggie Fils-Aimé gif that goes around. What's wrong with you? I'm sure you've seen that before.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's my number 2.
Awesome. All right, so my list is got a theme to it, as I'm sure you guys can tell, except for fucking Highwaymen. A family movie.
That's a kid's movie. Yeah.
And this one I've seen a couple sequels this year. One of them was a huge letdown, and one of them was I thought was going to be a letdown and ended up being my favorite movie I've seen this year, and that is the Lego Movie Part 2, or Lego Movie 2, the second part is the full title of that name. Yeah, February something.
Early, yeah. That was great.
I did not think I was going to like this movie because I went into the first Lego Movie with, again, similar to another movie I saw this year, or its predecessor. I went into the Lego Movie after we recorded a show here, and you and I were drinking, and I had a buzz, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's go see Lego Movie. I don't fucking care. And so we go, and then about 30 seconds in, I was completely sober and locked in to the fucking Lego Movie. And that movie completely blew my expectations out of the water. I thought it was going to be hot trash, and ended up being one of my favorite movies of that year.
Damn.
And Lego Movie 2, I went in going, there's no way this is going to be able to live up to that first one, because I had such low expectations going into the first one. Like, it's very easy to blow expectations out of the water when you have none.
Yeah.
And so I already went into this movie going, I'm probably going to like this, but it's not going to be as good as the first movie. This one is on fucking par with the first one. It's got such a good message. The first one did too. A lot of heart. And the way they mix Lego and then reality and how they bleed together. And then when you find out at the end how they come together, It's so fucking good, man. And again, it's a movie I highly recommend to people of all ages, especially if you're around our age and you grew up playing with fucking Lego, making up your own stories and doing your own shit. Like,
or if you've seen the first one, you gotta watch it.
Yes, it's so good, man. I harped on Rick about the first movie for months to watch it until he finally watched it, and he did. He's like, "Oh my god, this was so good!"
Yeah.
And yeah, Lego Movie 2, the second part, is just as good as the first movie, and completely earns the spot on my list as number 1.
So I have to ask them: was your disappointment Incredibles 2?
No. That was last year.
That wasn't this year.
That wasn't this year. That was last year.
It was this year. Oh,
my major disappointment was Jumanji: The Next Level.
Oh, okay. I totally thought it was this year.
Huh, no, cool. It was last year. But yeah, Jumanji: The Next Level was just like, it was fine. It's again, I'm going to talk about it. It's more of that, and it's very good. And the way they kind of flip everything on its head is very cool. The little stinger at the end is leading into a third movie, which I think will be good. So there's nothing wrong with Jumanji: The Next Level. It's just not as good as Welcome to the Jungle.
Okay.
So yeah, the other movies I mentioned Stuart earlier. The other movies I saw this year were Jumanji: The Next Level and Fighting with My Family. Those are the only other movies I saw this year. That
I never got to see that one either.
Me neither.
All right, number 1.
Number 1, Rick.
Number 1. My number 1.
Look at that!
Not Endgame.
No.
Blinded by the Light.
Is it really? No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's Endgame.
I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna get mad this year, but I was like, if that fucker doesn't even put that on his top 5, what the fuck?
So I didn't see Blinded by the Light, which I really wanted to see, and then was the Beatles one. I didn't see that one either.
Yesterday.
I really wanted to see yesterday. Yeah.
Why does the Elton John movie not get enough praise?
I didn't see that either.
I know, but I mean, everyone talked about Bohemian Rhapsody, and I think what's the Elton John movie called? Rocket Man. It won something at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand. But anyways, it's Elton fucking John. But
Rick,
go ahead.
Endgame. Well, everything Bryce said, pretty much double it. Like, fucking fantastic. The acting is amazing. Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, and then of course, there's so many people in this fucking movie.
And they made it.
And they fucking made it work.
Yeah.
This is everything a fucking comic book is the characters in a major crossover, coming together, and it's like that end part where Doctor Strange comes through, opening the portals, and everyone's coming out. Like, that's like a 2-page spread on a comic book. Oh. Like, the movie's fucking incredible.
The way you were talking about it right now reminds me of that scene in Mallrats with Shandor.
What
the fuck do I care about 2 major characters from separate companies crossing over?
And variant chromium covers. Yeah, I almost went into that, but I didn't have to talk about but with that being said, like, that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. And a great ending for the chapter of
Redemption.
Infinity Saga.
Redemption from last year. I don't get to be pissed.
I don't know. Every year you get pissed off at him.
I liked Endgame better than Infinity War. I love Infinity War.
Oh, I was saying
Infinity
War didn't even make your list.
But
the way he
it's a crescendo to that.
He was very gushing about Infinity War.
Yeah,
that's why I was so pissed.
But if this wouldn't have been on his list, if this wasn't number 1 on his list, I would have joined you this year, because I sat here and watched him and James whack that movie off for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it wasn't going to be number 1. No fucking way.
I'm still mad about his list last year, because there's a movie on there I'm like, fucking bullshit.
But yeah, like, oh man, that part on Voldemort where they have to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Fuck, like both of Clint and Natasha fighting to see who's gonna fucking sacrifice themselves.
Yeah,
like that was heart wrenching to watch.
Plus, I just kind of kept I'm like, there's got to be another way. Like, something's got to happen here. But yeah.
I mean, maybe something was gonna happen, and what's her name, Scarlet Witch, maybe does something.
Yeah.
Sirens on our end. But yeah.
Kind of Funny has T-shirts that say that now.
Yeah.
Sirens are on our
our
end because they.
Do they really? That's great. I'm gonna have to fucking buy one of those.
Yeah, it's like it's incredible. They managed to fit all these characters into one movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was extremely long, but every time I watch that movie, it fucking flows.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Flows.
I don't remember.
There's no
feeling long.
Yeah,
Doesn't feel long.
it doesn't feel long at all.
Yeah, that's what
And-
she said.
And I want to 100% call this my
Awesome.
number one movie. Of
I
the year.
remember. I think I remember why I was mad last year. Now that I'm talking about it, because
It was
you
in
had
eighth grade.
fucking 8th grade, like number 2. I think I'm. And I actually watched that movie. That movie's fucking terrible. That movie's not number 2.
I expect you to like it.
I know, but there's no way. There's no fucking way that bumps out Infinity War entirely. But anyways,
Bryce, what's your number one?
Joker.
Okay.
I'm not. I just decided to go.
Yeah.
Go,
I had a
just
feeling.
Very
just
cool.
lay it out. Joker. Did you really? Really? What? You didn't think there was any other candidate?
No, I didn't either.
It wasn't number 2. It was gonna be number 1.
Because you were probably thinking, I should have totally left it off my list this year, so Rick could have had his fucking. He's like, that's bullshit.
But Rick
There's
wouldn't
no
have,
way.
Rick wouldn't have fucking cared.
No, I think he would have. I think he
I've
would
been
have.
surprised.
He would. I don't know. I think he would have said I was full of shit. But yeah, it's Joker. I think it's got to be Joker because that movie took me by surprise. I don't even know that I had intentions to see it.
Right.
You wanted to go see it. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll check it out.
For how much Bryce hates Depress Fest, this is a Depress Fest movie, in a sense.
I mean, I think I'm at a point where I'm.
Did I finally lure you into
No,
Depress Fest?
fuck no, fuck no. I was gonna say I think I'm at a point where I'm ready to see it again because for a while I'm like I don't need to see that movie again for
Yeah,
a while.
I haven't watched it
For
yet.
a while, if at all.
Again.
And but I say that
Seen
with
clips.
the caveat for that is gonna be, I'll watch it again because there's people in my life that have not seen it, and I will gladly sit to see their reaction to it. But I'm not ready to. I'm not gonna just flip it on and watch it myself. But yeah, man, like
Okay, so I don't know the plot or anything like that, but I've heard people talk about the movie, because everybody is very, very keen on reviewing that movie with zero spoilers whatsoever, which I think is fucking awesome and a nice change of pace when it comes to reviewing entertainment. So, and every time I hear about this movie, I keep thinking, oh, have you seen the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas? Because if you haven't, you should. Because if you love, from what I gather, if you love Joker, you're going to love Falling Down. And I don't think you guys have seen that movie. And I've talked about that movie so much since we started doing this podcast. Because it's one of those movies that is, the fucking, an individual's descent into madness because one little thing fucking set him off. And it's such an awesome movie, and Michael Douglas is completely playing a character that you would never expect him to play, and it's fucking fantastic. But yeah, I don't know anything about Joker, and I don't know. I just don't know anything about Joker. Sorry, Rick fucking ruining the show. And the more I hear about Joker, the more I feel like, not that I'm not gonna like it, but that I'm not gonna feel like it's a Joker movie. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
it
Again,
makes
that's me haven't
sense,
seen it.
but I don't.
Not seeing it at all, but
I feel like you won't feel that way.
okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not someone that should talk about that sort of thing. I mean, do you
Right.
feel like it was a Joker movie?
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely
it was. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is. But yeah. Anyways, did we lose the chat? I feel like that whoa from Cheesy was from a while ago, and I would expect both him and Wolf to flip their shit that Joker's my number one because I think that's their
Cheese
number
might have
one.
went to work.
Yeah. But anyways,
That's awesome, man.
That's
I'm
my
glad you
number
liked
one.
it.
I think.
much.
Yeah. I think if you would have watched Joker, this might have been our.
I'm sure it'd be
Oh,
on my
there you
list.
are.
I'm
Okay.
sure it'd be on my list.
What was your number 2?
Joker
My
was his number 2, wasn't it?
Was
No.
not Joker.
Oh. Look at your. I thought you said 2, but maybe it was 3.
No, I think it was 3.
Oh,
John Wick.
John.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Very, very cool.
would that in any fashion sort of? I'm number 1. He's 3. Does that make Joker the movie?
I mean, if we
Endgame was
still
1
did
and
that.
Endgame was 3.
Oh, so we'd have a
Oh,
tie.
we got a
so
tie.
if we were still doing that, we always say that. If we were still doing the point system, which again we abolished after the first year of doing that.
Yeah.
But we say this every fucking time we do this. If we were doing that, then we'd have a tie for the Some Shit We Like.
That's
movie of the
Cheesy's
year.
number one. The Joker.
Joker. That's what I said. And
So
that,
yeah,
But
Joker, I'd say.
and I'm sure it is for Wolf too. Yeah, just making sure you guys were quiet. I expected you guys to be happy that Joker's my number one, but it's fine. You don't care about me. All right, what are we doing?
So there we have it. That is our list for
For
2019
movies.
Movies of 2019. Were we gonna take a break here?